Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of a series that I have not made in I don't know how long, years maybe. It's called Tea and Questions, and I basically sit down with you guys and grab myself a cup of tea, and then I just start to drink it and answer some questions. I know it's a crazy concept, one that is probably really hard for you to follow. It's one of the first series I ever did on my channel. It was ongoing for a really long time, and eventually I kind of just reached the point where I was like, I've kind of done everything with this series as far as, I don't know, even wanting to do. There wasn't anything I wanted to do. It was just a thing we did, and it was well received, and I realized I've not done it in so long. We might as well sit down, have some tea, and do another episode. So here we are, and I'm going to start with the first question, which comes from Damien. What's your favorite game, either of all time or from what's come out recently? Well, it's kind of a classic question, this, isn't it? So I figured it's a good place to start. Obviously, as most of you probably know, my favorite game series of all time are the Metal Gear Solid games and, of course, Dark Souls games. So it's really hard for me to choose between the two. I couldn't give you a definitive answer. However, I will give you my favorite from the series. So Dark Souls 1, definitely my favorite of all of those genres from Software games, and definitely Metal Gear Solid games. It's Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Fucking groundbreaking. It was when they first put the camo system in, the whole backstory of the original Snake as well. Oh my god, it was fucking good. I need to replay all of the Metal Gear games, and I think I might stream it, actually. That might be a good idea. I was planning on doing like a thing where I do a stream like maybe every Sunday or something, where I do story mode and play for a game or something, but I'll work that out later. But those are my favorite games of all time, for sure. Next up, we have a great question from Them, or James. I'm going to be the bad guy. Is Mapstrav ever coming back? Well, he's just like some of the other people who have never watched my channel, or haven't watched my channel a while, apparently. I made a video that's literally dedicated to this topic. What happened to Mapstrav? Why did it end? Why did it stop? And if it's ever coming back. And you can see it on screen now, I guess. You can YouTube it. Watch that video, mate. It'll answer all your questions. How does it feel to know that you are the best tea drinker in the world? From Austin. It feels damn good. I was really worried that I would choke on that. Next up, we have Nataz, who is asking for a Smudge update. I mean, I want a Smudge update.
Here's your Smudge update. Here he is. Hello. What are you doing? Whoop, whoop. Hello. Hello. So, Mr. Cheeky Pants over here is very friendly and happy. He's doing very well. He's very well treated and fed every single day with nice pellets. Though I need to start getting him muesli, because you might notice, but he takes a long time to eat them and throws them around and stuff because he's very messy. That's one big thing that I've told you about. He is the most messy rabbit I've ever had or known. Let me show you. So let's say 3 days, every 3 days I have to clean up his area, because he's got this great habit now, don't you, you little rascal, where I empty his area where he will poop down there, and then what does he do? He gets in there and he begins to dig and fling it every fucking where. So it's not actually that much, and it's pretty easy to clean up. Honestly, it takes like 2 minutes. It's not that big of a deal, and I do it every few days. It's just I clean up his area and it's spotless and it's really nice, and then he makes it this within 5 fucking minutes. So it feels so pointless. Let's see if I can get this poop sorted out. It's such a mess. There you have it. It took me, honestly, like a minute. Yeah, it was a minute on the timer to do that, and it looks a lot cleaner now, a lot more scruffed up or whatever. Now I've got to clean that out, put some more sawdust in it, and then he can proceed to immediately mess it up. Look at how guilty he looks. Look how he knows exactly what's going on. He knows he's made this mess, and he knows he's gonna fucking do it again the moment I'm finished. God fucking damn it. Before I leave him alone for a little bit, I've harassed him quite enough, I'm gonna give him some snacks here. They're basically like little flavoured carrots. Whoops, I got you upside down. Little flavoured carrots, like 3 different flavours, and he fucking loves them. There you go. Good boy.
He's honestly the greatest animal companion any man can ever have, ever, and anyone else who says otherwise is wrong. Herman asks, what are your thoughts on Canada legalizing marijuana? Well, thing about that is it's good. I mean, it's fucking obvious, right? Ultimately, if every drug that is currently illegal was taken over by the government and policed, and like there's like checks and stuff, you know, look at the food industry, right? You know, you've got this crazy standard for health and ethics and all that, and everything must be followed, otherwise they just shut your restaurant down. Now, there are drugs that people probably shouldn't be taking because they do permanent damage to your body. They're highly addictive. They're going to ruin your life. You know, heroin, for example. The thing about weed is it's actually prescribed as a medicinal drug for those who have chronic pain, for example. It is something that is hugely beneficial and helpful to people, and it's something that's entirely legal in many places, that even if weed isn't legal in that state or country, it is a positive thing. And I think that things like where you go to let's say a local drug dealer, it's a common thing that a drug dealer might splice some lovely cocaine in with your weed so that it actually has a bit of addictive property to it, and you come back and buy more. Now, if it was going through like a legalized system, that will be checked for and obviously wouldn't be necessarily possible. And who knows, maybe the quality would go up, or I mean, maybe it gets Starbucksed and goes down, kind of like Amsterdam a little bit. I don't know. I think it's a good thing, and I don't know. I feel like most people will agree with me, but maybe some won't. All right, now we're getting deep, apparently. Black Network Bro, Charles, he asks that, well, he doesn't ask, he actually says, a lot has happened and changed with the way you produce content lately. How does this affect your perception of the future of making videos? Does the fluctuation make you nervous about pursuing online media still? Are you determined or insecure or anything like that? It's a fucking great question, Black. I'm glad that we had one of this nature and quality in the episode. It's true, a lot has happened, and I have changed as a person massively over the years. You'll definitely notice that. But specifically, maybe this last 6 months or so, I started editing with Adobe Premiere Pro after spending years, like 5 years, editing with Sony Vegas. The thing about Adobe Premiere is that it's sort of an industry standard for editors, professional editors, whether you freelance or working for a company or whatever. It's the professional standard. And I thought, hey, why am I using the thing that's for amateurs when there's the professional thing right there? The reason most YouTubers stick to Sony Vegas is because it's kind of straightforward and easy to learn and understand. It is ultimately all there in front of you, and once you learn the core concepts, it's kind of smooth sailing. Now, there are a lot of fancy things you can do, and some of my favorite YouTube creators who do the best editing, way better than mine, use Sony Vegas. I just think they could be doing better with Adobe Premiere. Thing is, you got things like post effects and stuff that you can do. There's loads of different like things that you get with Adobe than just Premiere, and ultimately it's something to know, like a professional skill. If I ever decide I want to do freelance editing, I need to do the thing that freelance editors are using, right? So yes, I sat down and I forced myself to learn this new piece of tech, and it was actually a lot easier than I'd been led on to believe. It was really straightforward, actually. The same core concepts as every other editing software, but there was some ways to do it. And ultimately the result was more defined, specific things I can do, and everything that I would already do in editing, I had a way to do it in a more flashy, professional, smooth. I like to use the word slick when I think about my editing improvements lately, and it's made a huge impact, and I guess that's what you've noticed. For the future of videos, I totally get what you're saying with like how the ad stuff has been going on lately and all that. Know that it doesn't massively affect me because I don't do risky like topics and debates and all that. It sucks that it's hitting people like Filthy Frank or iDubbbz or H3H3. These people are very smart, but they do things that are like disgusting or controversial ultimately, and that's a good thing, but they're being destroyed right now. And then obviously there's ad companies like Coke and the like that are pulling out of YouTube, given what happened with PewDiePie and his whole racism scandal that happened. Now, of course, I don't believe PewDiePie is a racist, and in fact I think the whole thing was just, unfortunately, journalism finally hitting YouTube in a big way, and their bullshit had a massive negative impact. Thankfully, a lot of companies are coming back to YouTube and ads are coming back on, and it's fantastic, but it was a scary time, and it was something we all had to be prepared for at some stage. Ultimately, I do this because I fucking love it, and I want to do it as long as I can, so I just ultimately give it my best every single day, or as best as I can, as regularly as possible, and worry about just making stuff I'm proud of and happy making. And the result is the result, and I want to do it as long as I can. All right, holy shit, that was a big question. Next up, we got Sven. Purgator, Hollow, what would your ideal goal be with Twitch and YouTube? And would you feel more comfortable on Twitch or YouTube? Big question, get answered, asked this a fair amount. Do I prefer Twitch over YouTube? I like both. I couldn't ever fully step away from one or the other. I've tried to not do any streaming for a long time with YouTube, and focus entirely on YouTube, and that's what I did mainly for like most of my career. Then I've done Twitch streaming and focused more on Twitch streaming, and I missed YouTube. There is this side of taking a long time to make a video and plan it out and, you know, have control over every aspect and edit the fuck out of it that I really enjoy. And then there's the Twitch aspect, which is like a live show that you have to be kind of perfect and on the fly, go all the way, you know? And I'm constantly striving to improve with that. I have so much more to learn as a streamer. So which would I prefer? I couldn't answer. I love both of them. I wouldn't want to not have the other. And ideal goal in the future is ultimately, I don't know, more views, more money, make better videos, better streams, success. I don't know. How do I answer that? Next we have Digital Pixel. What was the best moment in a stream? Hard to say. I've had thousands of moments that have blown me away and are very memorable, but I'll give you one that will stick by me for a long time. It's the moment when I hit Legend for the first time in Hearthstone back in 2014, I believe. I had the highest view count I ever had, which was 2,200 viewers at once. It was insane, and it was on the last day of the season, so the final day of that month. I had 1 day to hit Legend before they reset the ranks for the month. And actually, I didn't have 1 day, I had 1 hour. I was rank 1, I needed to beat one more player, and then I would hit Legend. And I remember there was like 20 minutes left. It was this game, and I win it, I get Legend. If I lose it, I don't have time. They're resetting the whole fucking servers. And it was so tense, so stressful, so fun. And I got the most lucky back-to-back top deck. It was exactly the card I needed, top decking into the exact card I needed. Then I freaked out, was super happy. Oh my god, I hit Legend. Then I realized after I did the math, oh my god, it doesn't work. I still need one more card in my deck, and the chances of getting it are so low. I was playing Warlock at the time. I hit tap to draw one last card, my last chance at Legend, last like 10 minutes of the fucking reset, and it's the card I needed. And I fucking got Legend, and I lost my mind. And my face when I saw the card that I needed to get Legend, I actually fucking, it'll stick with me forever, but some amazing artist called Tim drew it, and it looks fucking phenomenal. Just look at this, man. This is one of my favorite pieces of fan art I've ever had in my life, and it will stick by me for a very long time. So it's maybe my best moment on a stream currently. Next up, we have Jaden, who is a brackets artist. How would you feel about me becoming a personal artist for you? I can do whatever you need. You've seen my work before. Wow, just look at the quality of this art in comparison to the previous piece of art we just saw. Man, Jaden, we gotta get you fucking signed up right now. I'll get you on payroll. We'll get you a salary. Next up, we have Range Waver with pineapple on pizza, banana on pizza. You disgust me. You shouldn't put either of those things on pizza. You're ruining a good food. Well, I'm all out of tea now, so we better answer the last two questions. Nathan asks, what future projects you're looking forward to the most? Definitely just improving as an editor and getting back on track with YouTube. I want to upload consistent videos, but I've been working on kind of series that, well, the thing about me right now is I don't seem to have a thing. I just do stuff and have fun doing it, right? But I would love to have a consistent series ongoing on YouTube and Twitch. I've never had one on Twitch. I would love one again on YouTube. Now we have things like the Dark Souls playthrough that's going on right now, and some Battlegrounds videos that are going on right now. But I don't have anything that's consistent that will last very long. Ultimately, that Dark Souls challenge mode series I'm doing is great, but it will end in probably 8 episodes or something. I want something consistent, and I've been working on something for Paragon, so I'm really excited about that, but I can't tell you about it right now. Final question comes from One Fried Matt. Is this where you saw yourself and your channel 5 years ago? Hell no. And where do you see yourself and the channel in another 5? I have no idea. Is that the answer you were looking for? Probably not. 5 years ago, I quit my job when I was 18 or something, 19-ish. And I ended up going to Iceland. Paradox Interactive sent me and Josh out, and I had no idea what was happening. I think I had like 5,000 subscribers at the time. I just took a huge risk and thought maybe if I really pull everything of myself into this, I can make a career out of it. And I saved up every last fucking penny. Bought a good gaming computer, not a massively great one, nowhere near as good as what I've got now, but back then it was the most money I'd ever spent on anything, and it was like all my savings. Then with that computer, I started to make more real videos. Went from like 1,000 subscribers to 5,000. Then after saving up for that year or whatever, I knew that I'd be able to live with my parents. They'd let me live with them, and I could give a dream a go. And I set myself 1 year to give myself as much success as possible and make it as possible for me to survive and thrive doing something that I love. It was scary as fuck. And in that first year, I think I went from 5,000 to 25,000 or something like that, maybe 30k subs. I was doing well enough to pay, like, I was essentially earning like minimum wage, and I just left a minimum wage job and now do something I love, earning the same money. It blew my mind. I had no idea where I was going to go from there. I just knew I loved it and I wanted to keep doing it. Where will I be in 5 years? I don't know. But I hope I will be successful, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch. But ultimately, I want to keep doing this. Let's say, I don't know, I randomly decide to start getting to Paragon casting again, and Paragon blows up, and I'm like a big ass Paragon caster or something. I still want to do stuff here and on Twitch. But maybe I don't do that. Maybe I start doing this freelance editing thing I was talking about. Maybe it has nothing to do with YouTube. I'd still want to do YouTube and Twitch stuff. Maybe, I don't know, I get into something else. I save up all the money in the world forever and buy a property and become a landlord and start doing that shit. And I don't know, go into that business or something. I'd still want to do Twitch and YouTube. So I can't say where I'll be, but I know I don't want to leave doing something that I love, that is this. Thank you for all the questions, guys. It's great to be back with another Tea and Questions. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. I want to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make all of this possible and help me feel safe and secure in what I do and what I love. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you next time for more videos. Goodbye for now.